This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the Premier Trade Market Wrap.
This is the Market Wrap on a Tuesday. Jack Lott here on the James Dix Financial Network. The Federal Open Market Committee started their meeting in Washington to discuss the fate of interest rates in the U.S. Some analysts believe that the Fed could cut another half point, but such expectations were cooled off after a report in the Wall Street Journal that said a cut this week is not a sure thing, and officials are not seriously considering a half-point move. The FOMC interest rate announcement is scheduled for Wednesday afternoon at 2:15 Eastern Time. The International Council of Shopping Centers UBS Retail Chain Store Sales Index edged up by 0.1% in the week ended October 27th. That from its level in the week before on a seasonally adjusted basis, comp store basis. On the year, chain store sales up 2.5%. U.S. Treasury Secretary Paulson said that the American economy is strong enough to overcome the trouble in the country's housing market, although the subprime mortgage crisis may take longer than expected to resolve. And according to the Case-Shiller Price Index, home prices in 20 major U.S. cities were down 4.4% on average in the past year. Prices in 10 cities fell 5% since August 2006. That's the fastest decline since 1991. 15 of the 20 cities have seen prices fall in the past year, led by Tampa, Florida, with a 10.1% decline, followed by Detroit with a 9.3% loss. Banks shut out of the market for short-term loans are finding salvation in a government lending program set up to revive housing during the Great Depression. Countrywide Financial Corp, Washington Mutual, Hudson City Bank Corp, hundreds of other lenders borrowed a record $163 billion from the 12 federal home loan banks in August and September as interest rates on asset-backed commercial paper rose as high as 5.6%. And Merrill Lynch Company announced that CEO and Chairman Stan O'Neill is retiring from the company less than a week after the venerable Wall Street firm said disastrous positions in mortgage markets generated a more than $2 billion third-quarter loss. In Forex news today, the dollar rose against the euro, clawing its way back from its all-time low set a day before, even as markets anticipated a likely 0.25% rate cut by the Fed this week. Although lower interest rates can jumpstart the economy, they can also weaken a currency as investors transfer funds to countries where their deposit and fixed income investments bring higher returns. Higher rates can boost a currency. The euro has been climbing steadily against the dollar, regularly touching off new highs since August amid fears over the health of the U.S. economy, worry stoked by the subprime credit crisis as well as increasingly disappointing economic reports. The euro's rise, which makes goods from the U.S. much cheaper to buy, can hurt exports from countries that use the currency, among them Germany and France. Some of the scheduled economic reports coming out on Wednesday include the third-quarter gross domestic product, third-quarter employment cost index, construction spending for September, as well as that 2:15 FOMC announcement. In earnings news today, Procter & Gamble's fiscal first-quarter net income rose 14% to $3.08 billion, or 92 cents a share. That from $2.7 billion or 79 cents a share a year ago, due in part to higher sales and an improved operating margin. On average, analysts expected the company to earn 89 cents a share. MGM Mirage's third-quarter earnings rose 18% to $183.9 million or 62 cents a share, boosted in part by higher revenue and income from Hurricane Katrina insurance recoveries. Analysts were looking for 50 cents a share earnings. Sirius Satellite Radio reporting a loss of $120.1 million or 8 cents a share for the 3 months ended September 30th. That compared with $162.9 million or 12 cents a share in the year-ago period. The result, though, was in line with Wall Street consensus estimates. Scheduled earnings reports include MasterCard, Brinks, Amerada Hess, Newmont Mining, JDS Uniphase, MetLife, and Weyerhaeuser. They're all scheduled out on Wednesday. Some of the stocks in the news today. Saks, their shares rose 9% in pre-open trade after an Icelandic investment group said that it may make a joint offer for the luxury retailer. Hanover Insurance Group announced that third quarter net income came in at $53.9 million, or $1.03 a share. That's up 61% from last year. And Sohu.com's third quarter net income climbed 47% to $9.69 million, or 25 cents a share. And that is the market wrap on this Tuesday. Jack Lott on the James Dix Financial Network.